Hello, I'm Fps Counters and welcome back to the video. Today I have something rather special to share with you all because it is going to be some Minecraft new 3DS gameplay. This is something that's really exciting because it's not just going to be some trailer footage, it's not just going to be some promotional gameplay, it's going to be real footage of a real person playing the game, and the reason this is so useful is because it means we can really evaluate the game on how it looks and how it feels, because this is the weirdest edition of Minecraft. So that person, in case you are curious, is SniperX02. Big thank you to him for letting me use this gameplay, and big thank to him for putting FPS counts on the screen so we can see the game and, again, this weirdest version in all its glory, but also see how this game is performing, because again, the 3DS is a very underpowered console. Let's see how it runs Minecraft in today's video. Hopefully you do all enjoy this one. You can like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like seeing some Minecraft new 3DS gameplay. Also, let's know that you like seeing it in proper vertical format. I don't see any of this on YouTube. This means if you're on a smartphone, you should be able to turn it vertically if you have the latest app, and you will actually be able to see both screens properly at the same time, which is something I think is kind of valuable. But yeah, let's first of all show you this first thing here. You can notice the world is loading, and it seems like it's loading slowly, but the funny thing about this gameplay you're seeing in the background is this is at 300% speed. It looks like it's just a really slow loading version of Minecraft, like, oh yeah, this is like the other consoles where it takes like 30 seconds sometimes. No, this loading screen took over 2 minutes to actually load, or in the region of 2 minutes I should say, but it was a ridiculous load time, and if you want to make a survival world from scratch, you will have to do this in the 3DS version of Minecraft. So again, this is 300%, and it's taken up like 30 seconds of the video already. That's just how much it's going to take you to load. Also, one more thing that SniperX02 wanted me to really clarify is the FPS counters you're seeing on screen are the accurate numbers. If you see the game go a little bit laggier than that, that's because of the recording software, because of the way this is being, again, when you take a lot of videos, do some weird stuff with them, you lose some of the frames. But if you look at the frame counter on screen, that's entirely accurate. That's what the game is actually running at, and that's why you see that go above 30 sometimes, despite the fact that YouTube turns it down to 30. Basically, I just want to point out that this is the gameplay counter. FPS counter you're seeing is the accurate one, and also that both FPS counters are pretty much the same. So you can pay attention to either one, and it doesn't really matter. You don't have to flip back and forth. Also because the touch scratch screen, the one at the bottom, really isn't, affecting the game too much. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, there's some physical stuff being displayed there, your map, your inventory, your crafting, and the pause menu. You can see all three of those buttons, but the most important screen is the one at the top. This is the Minecraft gameplay we're all used to, and it's running at 240p on this version, which was a pretty big sacrifice by itself. This allows it to, again, a 3DS is like a really, really old console. I mean, the new 3DS is newer, but it's a ridiculously old, old and underpowered console running on a 240p display, but it looks like they managed to get Minecraft working, which by itself is such a technical accomplishment. This is, I think, the most underpowered version of Minecraft that's like just for a single system, and it's pretty nuts that the game is working in its almost full form. It has most of the features you'd expect, it has most of the biomes you expect, it has most of, most of the blocks you expect, you can play around most of the stuff, and that's really impressive. So we should throw that out there. Even if you see like the frame rate goes a bit below 30, it's functionally trying to stay at 30, and it's a solid 30 FPS experience for the most part on Minecraft for a console that you would never expect to see it on, which I think is kind of impressive. Or I did expect in that one video a while ago, but most people would never expect this to happen, but here it is. However, there's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made to get 30 FPS Minecraft, even on a 240p display. So the first one, obviously, the fact that the game runs at such a low resolution. This is fine because if you have a 3DS, you're used to games that do that. They can't run any higher, and that's kind of a fine thing. But the other sacrifice you're going to see is the fact that sometimes, again, this is a crafting menu, the FPS is important here, sometimes very specific actions cause, the game to load too much into the GPU, which causes the frame rate to dip. And you'll also see how there's some very weird situations where like chunks don't in properly. We just saw it a second ago where you had to walk into an unloaded chunk because the chunks don't load quite as fast as you would expect, because again, special version of the game. So yeah, as far as like the performance goes, all that sort of stuff, it's a very sacrificial version. This isn't the version you play if you want Minecraft to look amazing, but who's playing Minecraft because they want it to look amazing? No, instead we're here for the gameplay, so let's talk more about that, because you're seeing, honestly, the dual screen version of Minecraft has a lot of benefits, and the biggest one to me is the fact that the map is always visible on screen. They're taking advantage of the second screen and displaying some information there, and that map is therefore not an item you have in the game. It's not like the console version where you just get a map for free, and it's not like the other versions where you just don't get a map. No, you have a map which is built into your game at all times, which I think is just wonderful. And not only is the map built into your game at all times, but the coordinates are. The big fight we have to have on this new Xbox version, and that the Pocket Edition players and Windows 10 players had for this longest time, that's something that's just built into the game, and that allows you to always know where your coordinates are as long as you're actually playing the game. Here you can see the inventory, by the way. It's really weird to me, but when you go into inventory or crafting, your top screen is removed, which, even though it's not doing anything, you'll see how it's used for, like, in that case, it was just for Steve, or it'll show you the crafting recipe up top. I don't know if this is a performance thing, or it's so you focus on the bottom screen, but to me, that could have been a big advantage of the dual screen thing, showing the game while you craft, but it's not actually used to its full effectiveness here. Instead, the only, like, dual purpose things you can do is you can always see your inventory and get, like, that widescreen view of your stuff. By the way, this is just recording software stuff, but you can always, see your inventory, and that's kind of nice. Like, it's just below your hotbar, and also you can can use it to see your map at all times, but this is about all you can really do that with. So then you'll see at the very top there, the XP bar and the health and the hunger bars, they're way at the top, and the reason for that, as far as I can tell, is so they can, again, because there's not many pixels to work with, they want you to see as much as you humanly can, so everything's just shoved to the top. I know that's like the old Pocket Edition version, but still, it's just, they want to like have as much of the screen space available for Minecraft as they can, and that's something you can say about this version. There's not much GUI on your main screen. There's just like that tiny like top row of, you know, double top row of stuff, but then besides that, you're pretty much clear. So, you know, that's a big advantage to this version as well. It's got like kind of the clear GUI thing. It's not worth playing for that one reason alone, but it's something you can kind of like. So you see there, just as he goes into crafting and also the furnace, the top screen just turns into like furnace, and then you have to look into the bottom screen. Again, there's no way to see both at the same time. I'm pretty sure this can't have been too big a performance hit, so it must be for focus reasons, but it's still kind of weird when you look at it like this, where it's like, oh yeah, so I guess you get to see big pictures of coal if you really want to, but you mostly have to be paying attention to your bottom screen, so it forces you to go from one screen to the other. By the way, the bottom screen, entirely controllable with touch, so that's also something that's kind of nice. Like if you want to drag something to somewhere to the other, you kind of get the best of both worlds with touch and regular controls, because the 3DS kind of does that quite well. You can play the game with its regular controls, or you can do stuff with touch, and as far as I know, even though the PS Vita has some of this and the Switch has some of this, this might be the best like implementation of both controls, because you can switch between them. So I just hopped the gameplay there because I want to show you some creative gameplay. I really love that he tested the game like to its fullest with spawn eggs and TNT to really try and drive down that frame rate, and it really stays close to 30 at all times, which again, it's not 60 FPS, it's not the smoothness you expect from Minecraft now platforms, but for a 3DS game, that's quite impressive. There's a lot of famous like Nintendo titles that run at like 20, 25 sometimes, so the fact that it's running like this is just fine and wonderful. So yeah, let's talk about that creative menu though, because we'll see in a second, and you just saw it right then. It looks very reminiscent of the old console version, and that's why I repeatedly say this is a weird hybrid of console and the Pocket Edition. They say it's based on 0.15.4 for the Pocket Edition, but you can see how like this menu right here is so blatantly the console's menu. Like it's got like a few extra features in there, and there's some stuff rearranged, but it's got 7 tabs instead of 4, which is way better, by the way. And you're seeing, by the way, another thing they took from the console is the limit to the number of mobs you can have at world. No version of the Pocket Edition has this, but they did it for the 3DS, so that even when you have the max number of cows, which it turns out it's like 20 or something, like the mob limits are really low in this version, but they will keep the frame rate intact, so you never have to worry about like breeding too many animals and then ruining your 3DS game, because everything works just about fine in spite of that. So I think that's kind of wonderful, and that's a thing right there. You'll also spot though, even though it has a lot of basis on the console, such as, you know, the way that creative inventory is done, such as the spawn limits, there's also a lot of benefits from the Pocket Edition. They have mob spawners, for instance, so it clearly is like this weird game where they took a Pocket Edition version and just started turning it into the console slowly to make it run a bit better, you know, such as the limited board, and it seems to just about work, so that's a thing. So yeah, you can see another thing you can do to see both screens is you can pause while seeing your entire thing at once. You can only, like, it's got a big like pause sign on it, but you can still do that, just as you can see right here. You can still see what's in front of you as you pause the game, which might be beneficial for you. Again, you can kind of do that on the other platforms, but not fully, and it's nice you can do it here. So yeah, you just saw again 7 tabs like on the console, because he's grabbed some TNT here, which comes from the same tab that it's on the console. Again, weird that that's like that, and he tries to detonate as much TNT at one moment as he can, or like at least 20 TNT, and you can see even when the game is trying to delete that many things, it's deleting mobs, it's deleting blocks, it goes down to 23 FPS at the minimum. I don't know if that is true for the other console versions, so you can see how the game, or at least, you know, like this world, at least this game, seems to be running pretty well with the punches. So yeah, we're back at the menu screen right now, which again, I actually do quite like this. I like that it's the one menu screen that you probably recognize if you play the Pocket Edition, or I think that's the PC loading screen background actually, but it's the one loading screen you probably recognize, but then it's got the second one down the bottom. And also, I should mention, this is not only just a mixture of the Pocket Edition and the console, it has that weird PC aspect to it too. So again, you saw that main menu aspect to it, but you also see a lot of other things which seem to come directly from the Java. So I think, given that this is a different developer, it's Other Ocean, they really just look at these versions and they just figured, you know what, let's just take as many of these things as we can put into one version, you know, because most people who are getting Minecraft on the 3DS, if you don't own a Switch, if you don't own a 360, you don't own a PlayStation, or if you don't own a PC or a Pocket Edition version, this is probably, you know, you probably don't care too much about Minecraft. I mean, maybe some people are going to get it for that reason, but most people who are getting this for their first Minecraft version probably don't care about Minecraft at this point, because you can get Minecraft everywhere except the 3DS. This is for people who only care about their 3DS gaming, or that just don't know Minecraft Minecraft, but they see it on the 3DS, so they figure why not? And I think for these people, this is a pretty authentic Minecraft experience. You can get most of the really big things that you like in Minecraft. I mean, for me, again, that first night of like going mining and realizing like I can build anything in this is the most important thing, and I feel like you can definitely get that from this version. So here's another loading screen, by the way. I wasn't joking, I wasn't exaggerating when I said these things take minutes sometimes. This is for real the loading screen. This is what you have to go through when you play a brand new Minecraft 3DS world, just something you should keep in mind. So yeah, as you can see, right back into the world, autosave will trigger in 20 minutes because that autosave is from the console. You can see the render distance is also kind of sacrificed here. Again, this is like Minecraft on any other platform if you turn down all the settings, because they're running on an ARM processor. That's like that's like the old type of mobile processors you could get. It's a very, very old mobile processor running on like a 3DS app, but you can see how the game just about looks okay through all of that, and yeah, that's a thing you can do. So another thing that's worth noting that, again, you could only vaguely see it a second ago, but there is multiple world options available in this. You can have the large 2048 by 2048 worlds, interestingly bigger than the Wii U and the and there's not the Switch, but like the Wii U and most other large-gen consoles. But you can have these large worlds, but you can also have smaller ones if you want to. And here he takes a big world, by the way, and he tries to be like, you know what, let's see what happens if we take one of these worlds and we blow it up. And the result's kind of interesting, because just being in this world by itself, you see how the frame rate kind of dips down to like the 20s, the 25s already. But again, the TNT, the way they've seemed to set it up is it's not based on fancy effects like the other versions. Ooh, 17 FPS right there. It's not based on fancy effects like the other versions. You can see how it's more based on just like make the damage happen, do it kind of in a thing like that. So again, that was the worst case scenario of TNT. 16.4 was the lowest that FPS got, and it was playable. It looked fine, and bear in mind, again, the gameplay you're seeing is slightly lower frame rate than the gameplay actually is, so that would be just fine on your 3DS if you had to blow up that much, you know, TNT survival. Things actually just about work, which is, I think that's wonderful. I think that's a wondrous thing. I bet if I had access to the 3DS version, you know, by using mobs plus entities plus this plus that, you probably could really break the game. But I think in natural gameplay, I think when you're just playing the game by itself, it's gonna run pretty fine. And again, I feel like this isn't a version, a lot of people say like this is the worst version ever, but I think the thing you gotta evaluate this game through is like, this isn't meant for you and me. We both have consoles we play Minecraft on, we both have platforms. If you don't have a console you play Minecraft on, you have like a phone, you have a PC, you have something to play Minecraft on. This is more meant for people who just have a 3DS, have wanted to play Minecraft a little bit, but just don't have it on their system, you know, whether that's like really young people that only have one system. I don't know who doesn't have a smartphone in 2017, but let's say they don't want to play with touch, they want to play with a physical thing. There's some benefit to this, and I think the whole 3D aspect, I think the whole, you know, like the fact that it's portable really easily on a like dedicated console, I think the battery life, I think all these things combine to make this an appealing version for some people. Again, you're gonna run into performance issues, but you're gonna get the same Minecraft experience if you can deal with that, and that's something kind of wonderful. See, sorry, just ran into it right there, because the game takes a while to load. Oh wait, that's the border right there, you can see actually, but the game takes a while to load certain things in, and you just got to keep that in mind as we go on with this gameplay. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed seeing some Minecraft 3DS gameplay. You can like this video if you did like it, because it helps out the channel. Let us know you do enjoy, again, this kind of breakdown of it. I wanted to just show you some real gameplay, go through the whole thing. Big thank to Sniper X02 one more time. X002, I should say one more time. Again, he just was like, yep, just use it, just make sure you inform the people it's correct. And I appreciate a guy like that, not only that, you know, like would, you know, again, he's down to help the community like this, but he's also one to like make sure everyone's properly informed, and I think that's an important thing to have people. So big thank to him, and big thank to you for watching this video. Like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around here, and I'm excited to check this out on my phone to see if it properly turns vertical, so maybe you can do that too if you're curious, because yeah, most videos people recorded this game so far have just been awfully cropped. Here's some real gameplay. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time. Bye.